Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is A Business Arrangement. And that is because the half of all of the planets, 5 of them, are in a magnificent grand trine among the practical, realistic, hardworking, good problem-solving Earth signs. And with 5 planets harmoniously trining each other, the emphasis can really be on forming some sort of business arrangement now that could actually offer the solution to a personal matter. And so the way to go could be to be a little bit more businesslike in some sort of personal dilemma that could be occurring in your life. And that's because the sun is in Virgo today, and it is trining Uranus in Taurus, and together those 2 planets are trining 3 powerhouse planets that are all in Capricorn, the sign of business. And that is because Saturn is there, and it's the ruler of the sign, and it's retrograde. Pluto is there and retrograde as well. And then Mars, which is exalted in Capricorn, is now direct, and it is at the fateful 29th degree of Capricorn. And so it could be that there could be very tough terms of a business arrangement, but those tough terms could be necessary in order to guarantee some sort of settlement or payout right now. And so that would be good. And also a betrayal, believe it or not, may be necessary in order to finalize some business arrangement, because Venus is in Libra, which rules the law and all contracts, but it is squaring that Saturn, Pluto, and Mars in Capricorn. And that can sometimes indicate a betrayal. But the bottom line is that nobody can have it both ways. So a betrayal could be necessary in order to finalize a business arrangement that could offer the solution to a personal problem. And then on top of that, there are other things going on that you might want to consider. Mercury in Leo is at exactly the same degree, the 19th degree, that the solar eclipse in Leo was at a few weeks ago. And it is trining the moon today in Aries, which is the sign of new beginnings. So there can be, since Mercury is the planet of communication, there can be some talk or some plans about a move or a possible relocation of a family member, or there can be the possibility of some change in a home or family matter right now. And then Jupiter is in Scorpio, a fixed financial sign, and it is trining Neptune in Pisces, which rules things that are hidden behind the scenes. So there certainly will be sufficient money allocated to cover the expenses of something that had been going on behind the scenes, and now that it's revealed, it can be treated as some sort of business arrangement, and that could probably work out. And so it may seem rather cold to be treating a personal or a family matter as if it is a business arrangement, but in the end, it might be the best thing for everyone, because it could be a more calm and steady way of people allowing people to go on, all parties to go on, and have a more secure and stable future. I mean, we all have to move on anyway, and so making some sort of business arrangement, while that is so well favored in the earth signs, can work out really well for everyone. Even if the terms are tough, even if a betrayal is necessary, it can still work out in the long run and may be the best solution to a personal matter that can be bothering you and perhaps a lot of other people. So it would be good to consider that now, because this is a very good time to talk about money and business and practical matters. So you might want to think about that. All right, what does it mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, the moon is in your sign today, and it is trining Mercury in Leo. And so that simply means that there can be something new on your horizon, since your sign does rule new beginnings. And it can involve something that the moon rules, since it's in your sign, and the moon rules a move or a real estate matter. Or it can be something that involves a family member or a relocation in one way or another. And there can be some talk or plans about it. It might involve a child, since Leo rules children. Or it could simply involve some relocation due to some entertainment or sports or even a love affair, something like that. But it does look like you could be anticipating or talking about some new beginning. But I think that your conversation might have to get put on hold, Aries, because the moon in your sign is actually being squared by Saturn, Pluto, and Mars, your own ruler, at the critical 29th degree of fate in Capricorn, which means it's business before pleasure right now, because somebody who is involved with you in your career or in a government agency can be insisting that you do things their way, and they are not going to back down. So terms could be tough, but you will have to abide by them. And then Venus in Libra is still opposing your sun sign, which means that somebody else could sort of have the legal ball in their court, and you would have to make adjustments because of that as well, particularly since they're insisting on more fairness right now. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, the strength is in the earth signs, and so you can certainly gain right now by deciding to make some sort of business arrangement that could offer a solution to a personal problem. And that would be with the idea of being more practical, solving problems, being realistic about money in a way that can make everyone sort of settle down and be a little bit calmer, because Uranus in your sign is being beautifully trined by the Sun in Virgo and by Saturn, Mars, and Pluto in Capricorn. So terms could be tough, but you're a person that could deal with that pretty well. And also, there could be the possibility of the need for a betrayal. A betrayal may be necessary because nobody can have it both ways, Taurus. And so you may have to say goodbye to one person in order to ensure the future stability of someone else that you love. And so that's fine. We all have to sort of be practical right now. So any conversation or any plans or any business arrangement that you are able to make now that does involve money, and there will be enough money there will be sufficient funds to do what needs to be done or to cover expenses, that could work out very successfully for you, Taurus. And if you even had to backtrack a little bit in some of your demands, if that's a way to settle a business arrangement or finalize it right now, then that is a good idea. So I wish you the best of luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is a time when you certainly still benefit from Venus in Libra being trine your sun. And so if you haven't had a favorable announcement that involves some sort of peacekeeping or compromise or reconciliation, or just really good legal news, it is going to be still coming your way, Gemini. And in fact, since Mars is at the 29th degree of Capricorn, and it will quickly go into Aquarius because Mars is direct now, Mars then will be trining your sun as well as Venus. And so, you know, if you want to get the show on the road right now, Gemini, and you sort of want to up your game a little bit and get moving on a few things, you could do it. And the reason why is that your own ruler, Mercury, is in Leo, and it is sextiling your sun, which can offer you opportunities to make plans right now. Well, the moon in Aries is also sextiling your sun. So there are benevolent forces around you, and there are people that are quite willing to jump in and help you as well right now, or assist you in some way. So if I were you, Gemini, I wouldn't wait on anything. Just get out there and sort of get the ball rolling on something if you can. At least make a start on something. This is a good time for that. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when you might be involved in some sort of business arrangement that can offer a solution to a personal matter. And that is because you've got those heavy-duty business planets, which are Saturn, Pluto, and Mars in Capricorn, all opposing your sun sign. And that's a lot to deal with. So somebody is going to insist on tough terms, which may be necessary, or somebody is going to want to sort of drive you pretty hard right now. Now, you may gain in the end by listening to these people. They really do know what they're doing, and they know what they want. And so if you are able to respond in a favorable way, that could benefit you financially. And the reason why is that Jupiter in Scorpio is trining your sun, and so is Neptune in Pisces. And if you're involved in any kind of a family matter that could involve some sort of relocation or plans, future plans of a family member, that too can work out because Mercury is in Leo right ahead of your sun sign. But besides the 3 planets in Capricorn that are opposing your sun, the moon in Aries is squaring it right now, and so is Venus in Libra. There is some work to do in a personal relationship. It might not be a relationship that involves you directly, but it might involve another family member. And you may not like everyone's plans right now, and you are facing pressure in a career capacity in one way or another. So you've got a lot on your plate, Cancer. But if you just take one step at a time, things could work out, particularly financially, eventually. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is a time when you can be ready to talk about any kind of new beginning, and that is because you could be facing financial pressures. That could have been going on for a long time, and that is because Uranus in Taurus is squaring your sun, and so is Jupiter in Scorpio. And there is a lot of pressure coming from these 5 planets in Earth signs, which are very harmoniously trining each other. But particularly one of them, Uranus in Taurus, is harshly aspecting your sun sign. And so, you know, you have to respond to financial pressures right now. In other words, you're going to have to come up with some new ideas on how to increase your income or how to cut costs in some way. Maybe you can do a little better budgeting. The sun in Virgo is right ahead of your sun sign, and Virgo does rule accounting. So maybe you can trim some costs right now or make some sacrifices that will help you get ahead. And so it means that we can't have everything, and you can't. Nobody can do that right now. We have to really be completely practical and approach our personal problems in a way that can generate some sort of business arrangement. And Leo, you really need to do that right now, because you've got to find a way to handle a personal problem in a business-like way so that you can move on. But you can't have it both ways. There could be the necessity for some sort of betrayal as you really get your life on track right now. And it could be tough, but it is possible to do. So I wish you the best of luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, you've got the sun in your sign, lucky you, and your ruler Mercury is in Leo right behind your sun sign, and it is direct. So actually you can be working away in a very industrious manner, but inside you could sort of be thinking about summer fun or love affairs or some sort of vacation that can be very relaxing for you. And you really do need to relax, Virgo, because you could have been working too hard recently, and that is due to this wonderful grand trine in the Earth signs, because Uranus in Taurus is trining your sun, meaning that in a surprising way your investments could be growing. That would be pleasing. And then Saturn, Pluto, and Mars in Capricorn are trining your sun, meaning that a lot of people are regarding you very seriously for your continued steady efforts in your career and on your job. And so you could be hearing about some sort of promotion or some offer to take on more responsibility that could really boost your career. And I would seriously consider that. You should stick to business arrangements. And if you are contemplating some sort of personal commitment to somebody, I would not do that right now, because Neptune in Pisces is rather harshly opposing your sun sign, and somebody in your near vicinity is not telling you the whole truth, Virgo. That's why I wouldn't make a personal commitment, but you sure could make a business one. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, yes, Venus is in your sign, so that's wonderful because it makes you strong and it also makes you very popular. But at the same time, it is necessitating the need for some sort of betrayal, because Venus in Libra is being harshly squared by Saturn, Pluto, and Mars in Capricorn. And that means that if people are making a business arrangement of one sort or another in order to get beyond a personal problem and sort of move on in life, then they're going to do that, but it may require some sort of betrayal, because you can't have it both ways and you can't have everything. And so in a career capacity, since Capricorn rules business, there can be some downsizing or some changes in management or policies that could challenge you in some way, Libra. And you know, you've got Venus in your sign. You really are very powerful right now, and you can be seen in the best light. So don't let anything get you down right now, Libra. Just remember that, you know, Mars is going to come into Aquarius and trine your sun as well. There are better things ahead in your future. So if you don't like the terms of something, you could say goodbye to that. That would be a betrayal, but you can afford to move on and make yourself a little happier if you want to. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is a time when I think that you really have to face facts. And that is because, you know, yours is a fixed financial sign. There are not as many planets in the fixed signs now. So actually people are not being as stubborn as they have been in the past. And so it is possible to make some sort of business arrangement that may offer the solution to some sort of personal problem or dilemma. And yet you have expenses that you still have to face. Uranus in Taurus is opposing Jupiter in your sun sign, and Mercury in Leo is squaring it. But that's not half as many planets in harsh aspect as there used to be. So what you really need to anticipate right now is sort of being a lot quicker about something. You've really got to put the speed on a matter that has been pending, that you know you have to address, and you've been stalling. And you can't afford to do that anymore, because Mars is at the 29th degree of Capricorn. It is sextiling your sun, so is Pluto, your other ruler, so is Saturn. But Mars is going to move quickly into Aquarius, and then it will square your sun sign, and that means trouble in your future. And that is why you have to take advantage of these wonderful planets in earth signs that can offer a solution by arranging some sort of business settlement or payout right now. And you know you've got to straighten something out, and doing it in a business-like way is the best way in the long run, because it assures security and stability for everyone. And that means everyone can move on, and that allows you to move on, Scorpio. That's why you must address a business matter really quickly right now, while the stars are with you. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Well, Sagittarius, Mercury in Leo is trining your sun, and the moon in Aries is trining your sun as well. And that means you could be anticipating some sort of new beginning. After all, the moon is in Aries, which rules new beginnings. And if it isn't you, Sagittarius, it could be a woman, and it also could be a child, since Mercury is in Leo, and that does rule children. But whatever kind of move or relocation of somebody or of a family member or even of a friend that occurs is going to probably work out pretty well for you, Sagittarius. So if you're thinking of making some sort of relocation or move, I would do that if I were you. You might be a lot happier. It seems that other people are thinking or planning something like that as well. You may as well join them, because it looks like it's really going to work out pretty well. And there does have to be some preliminary change in your life now, Sagittarius, because Jupiter is coming into your sign in November, and then that is going to open up a lot of opportunities for you in 2019. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when you can really be sort of deadly serious about everything, and that is because Saturn is in your sign, which is your ruler, so is Pluto. They're retrograde though, but Mars is exalted there. It's the strongest of the three planets, and it is at the critical 29th degree of fate, and it is direct in your sign. So I think you have a lot of resolve to go forward in a business-like way, and you ought to, Capricorn. In other words, you could be looking for a promotion. You could be looking for a career change. You could be looking for some sort of government policy or changes in rules and regulations that benefit you in some way. So you could actually be doing some research work right now, sort of looking for the facts or digging them up in one way or another, and you would be successful at that because there is a grand trine in the earth sign. So Uranus in Taurus is trining your sun. If your research involves your investments, you could be getting some surprising good news about them. Or it can be, since those planets in your sign are also trining the sun in Virgo, it means that you may be deciding that you've got to address a health issue and really improve it right now. And you can't waste any time on that, Capricorn. Do it now while you've got some firm resolve. And that way, if you just sort of systematically go forward and address a health issue and handle it in a business-like way, I think that you can greatly improve it or get rid of a health problem, and that could make you happy. So I hope you think about it. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is a time when you can be anticipating some pretty eventful things going on behind the scenes. Why is that? Because right behind your sun sign are Saturn, Pluto, and Mars at the critical 29th degree of Capricorn, and Mars is headed directly into your sun sign, Aquarius. And so you could have this funny feeling that the trouble is brewing perhaps in the background of your life, and it could be headed your way. That's true, Aquarius. But at the same time, you could be getting wonderful help from somebody because Venus in Libra is still trining your sun sign. And that means that if you are deciding to address any kind of an issue in a way that creates a business arrangement, that could offer a wonderful solution to a personal matter. And I would get on that if I were you, Aquarius, because you know, you really need to sort of deal with people now while they are a little bit more amenable. Remember, yours is a fixed sign, but there aren't as many planets in fixed signs anymore. And that's why you can make some good headway right now if you just concentrate on solving your problems, but in a realistic, business-like way. And so I wish you the best of luck. All right, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is a time when all of us have to face facts, but you in particular, Pisces. And why is that? Because Neptune is in your sign. It's retrograde right now, and it is opposing the sun in Virgo, which does rule facts and accounting. It rules occupations that are of service to others, and it also rules accounting and the whole healthcare field. And so this is a really good time for you to get very practical about a health matter of yours. It could be a matter that you're in denial about, or that you've been kidding yourself about, but you've really got to try to improve it right now, as long as there are so many planets in the earth signs supporting each other. And that means if you want to get real practical about something, or you want to get a little bit more economical, maybe not spend so much money, or change the way you work your budget in one form or another, you could do that, Pisces. And also, if there is some matter that represented a personal problem of yours that you need to solve, you could get some good advice and arrange something in a business-like way that could help you solve your problem. And that is something that perhaps you haven't finished up yet. Maybe you could get some good advice about how to do that. And because there are so many planets, 5 of them in the earth signs, it means that all of us can get help in one way or another in solving our problems and really finally finishing them, getting them out of the way, if we just face them and if we actually do something about them. And it may involve tough terms, but that may be necessary. It may involve a betrayal of somebody or some of your friends as you turn a corner and go in a new direction. But you can do it, Pisces. So I hope you sort of apply yourself right now, because the moon is in Aries right ahead of your sun sign, and that means, yes, even you can make a new beginning if you want to, but you've got to leave something else behind. And remember, we can't have it both ways, or we can't have everything we want. So concentrate on the things that are most important to your future and go for that. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see our show, you can read the blog, and you can hear the podcast on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.